God, I gotta fuck that.
I've seen a lot of things that I thought looked really nice and didn't occur to me to have to fuck it.
Yes.
I've been able to control myself in many, many situations throughout my life. Colleen, how about you?
Yeah. Okay. But I can easily say, hey, and not only do I not say in my brain, hey, I'm not going to fuck that. It doesn't even occur to me that I should think, I'm not going to fuck that.
You don't even have to go that
I don't
far.
even have to get to that point.
Well, just to add a slight credibility to the article, we do have a quote from Dr. Mark Arnaudou, who said, this is very serious, frostbite of that area. It's very sad. And he kind of elaborates. But I think the quotes from the angry people, residents on the street, about what the things that they're going to do to him if he ever shows his filthy self back up on their street and has the gall to try to deflower another snowman. We'll put the link up and you can see for yourselves.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
I know.
It's so entertained me.
So bad. So bad. Ms. Megan sent us something pretty interesting. We're all cat people around here. Dog too, but we all have cats and love them. And Megan sent in, and we'll put the link up and you can read. This is a fairly long article too. But there's, this article posits that there's, a connection between cat owners and a love of bondage and BDSM. Okay. And there's a study out that says that humans who catch a condition known as toxoplasmosis.
Yes, you have a pregnant, you got to watch out for this.
Right. Well, if you catch that from your cat, pregnant or not, you are more likely to be sexually aroused by your own fear, danger, and sexual submission. So if you catch this stuff from your cat, you're very likely going to want some 50 Shades of Grey.
I know. I was just laughing. Well, there's more cats out there right now than dogs. In people's homes. And over the years, we've been selling more and more bondage stuff. So, I mean, if you just look at
Anecdotally speaking,
it doesn't really, it makes, it could possibly make sense. But I'm reading this and I'm just giggling because I'm just like, almost everybody I know owns a cat.
Yeah.
Most of the office has a cat.
Yeah.
The only people that don't have a cat of my friends are gravely allergic, or their children are, but they would have a cat if they could.
Right.
So I'm just thinking, really? But it's a long article, and it was all the studies, and they were asking questions, and I just think that there's just a lot of cats out there. I know that if I was more scientifically minded, I could say, is it causation correlate? I know there's all sort of fancy words in there, but I read this, and I just giggled.
Oh, I know.
Because, everybody's got cats.
I know. I wonder what pet is connected to a rise in anal sex. Just asking. I don't know.
Well, doggy style.
I'm just saying. Okay, so you know how you go to like Redbox or a place where you would rent a DVD or something like that? Mm-hmm. There's Ricky Gervais has a new movie out, and it's called David Brent, Life on the Road. So there's a picture. Somebody snapped a picture of the movie poster for his movie being advertised on this movie dispenser. But then there's Finding Dory, Kung Fu Panda, and this other one. And look at how this.
Okay.
Look at how the photo layout looks. Okay. That's the poster right next to it is the poster for Sausage Party. Oh, so it looks like the Sausage Party is Ricky Gervais' member sticking out.
That is the most brilliant. I know. I'm pretty sure that someone has to. Someone put that in there on purpose. That was not.
Well, but Ricky Gervais didn't know about it, so he tweets the picture.
Okay,
and then
so he's like wandering by, probably looks at it, probably takes him 15 minutes to get off the ground laughing.
Right.
I mean, if there's anyone that's gonna not be offended by this, it's gonna be him.
Yeah, and it looks also like Dory's all shocked to see this and everything else. But he sends out a tweet, and then Seth Rogen, who was one of the authors of Sausage Party, wrote back and said, "I've always wanted to be your phallus." And so they just had this ridiculous exchange. So I'm saying the Twitter sphere over the weekend, if you were bored with your family, you got to look that one up.
Oh my God, Ricky,
we've got it. Can you just imagine that? So it'll be up there on the site for you guys to look at. I thought that was pretty damn funny. Colleen, just when I thought we'd gone through all of these, another one has yet popped up. We've got robosexuals now.
Jeez, okay.
Robosexuals.
Okay.
It's new.
Okay.
And there's a whole article. And there was actually a Congress of Love and Sex with Robotics held this past week in London. Well, not where I would imagine they'd do this. Huh? What?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know, because British people are supposed to be all proper and uptight. Not the ones I know, but yeah. Maybe it's all all clinical and nice and neat. And
yeah. Well, this gal, who's the subject of the article, which we will post for you, and her robot that she is in a relationship with, so to speak, is Inmovators. That's his name, Inmovator. And she said at some point she's looking for it to be legalized to marry a robot. And it is said that they are predicting, experts are predicting that these will be normal in a matter of decades, that this will become, so as if dating is not hard enough to find a man past if you're a woman of a certain age, now you got to compete with the fucking robots. I'm just saying.
I suppose I should have a little outrage for Megan because you know how much she fears our robot overlords.
Well, yeah.
There. Oh, well, I suppose if your brain is wired enough for that, I suppose not sicking you on another human being is probably a good thing.
Yeah,
that's where I'm going to go.
Now, this robot that she has though, it's a 3D printed. And it's built with open source software, and she's just...
I thought you said open source. Sorry.
Oh, ew. God, I'm glad I didn't. That's okay.
That's so gross. Oh.
Her quote in the article is, "Our relationship will get better and better as technology improves." So I guess this is a case where a woman really can fix a man.
Yeah, she can program it, do whatever she wants. Fine. She's probably better off. I wonder if she has cats.
Yeah. Unclear.
Robot cats.
Okay. So there's these 6 conversations. Okay. This just slayed me. Okay. That you're supposed to have better sex. Now, the reason why I'm amused by this is because it was in Brides magazine and they were so lame, so lame.
So in other words, it's 2016. You're looking at Brides magazine.
Yeah.
And you're going, yeah, I'm assuming you're looking at it going, what decade was this?
Well, yeah. Yeah. And the question that I had is like, if I'm to the point where I need a Brides magazine and I don't know like how to deal with my sex life, I'm just like,
maybe not getting married.
Right.
You're not ready for that commitment.
Or there's so many things that could be going on there, but I picked out just 3 of them because they were so ridiculous. The first one was talk about how sex has changed. And it's talking about over the years and as your life has evolved and your body and everything else. Actually, I didn't think that was terribly ridiculous because, I guess you could say from the first 2 weeks, and from the first time you start having sex with somebody, even to when you become a couple and then, whatever, maybe it is good to talk about the progression because the initial excitement.
Are you okay with change, not change and stuff like that? But if you're talking about like the history of sex, I'm not sure how that works.
Not so much.
Or I know that. I've seen stories about people who have written prenups that say you're going to have sex so many times a week and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
If your libidos don't match, hopefully you would know that before someone pops the question and you've worked that out because it's not going to change.
Well, that's funny because that really leads nicely into the next one. Discuss your physical limits. Some sex moves might not work for you physically, the article says. You may have actual physical issues that prevent you from getting into certain positions or make penetration painful. Once again.
Well, okay, wait a minute. Okay. If you're waiting to have sex till you're married, you're not going to know these things.
Ooh.
So you can't have a conversation about them.
A nod to the abstainers.
And if you've gotten to the point to where you're where you're engaged and you haven't talked about these things, why are you engaged?
Well, you may not know though until you start trying them.
Yeah,
and then,
you don't. I'm very confused.
Well, and I suppose if you do run up something, it's like, hey, that really hurts my back, or I can't do that because it's not fun for this reason. Mm-hmm. I get it.
But I would hope that it would have occurred before you get married. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe people save things for later. I don't know. I've never been married. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but
I'm confused by the large the factor here.
I know. I told you. That's why I put it in here, because it's that lame. The other one was, and I don't know, this isn't a bad idea, but it's still, it says, come up with a plan for your post-honeymoon period. And it says, after the honeymoon phase ends, how will you keep the spark alive in your sex life? Well, isn't that the big burning question for all of us? Yeah. Hello? Like you're the first one that's ever asked it?
Yeah. I mean, there's been generations and generations and generations of people, and there seems to be, everyone has the peaks and valleys of your sex life, more at the beginning, less when you're running around with children or pursuing a career, or there's, or medical reasons, and then the kids grow up and leave, and if you still stay together, if you can stand each other there, and then it picks up again. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's these peaks and valleys that haven't changed in
the millennia.
Yeah, a millennia. I mean, if someone doesn't understand that, then once again, they're like, maybe you shouldn't be getting married.
Just saying. But yeah, it really.
But I mean, then again, maybe somebody doesn't, and why? I suppose pointing out the obvious. If there's one or two people that don't know,
yeah,
I mean, why not? And it fills pages.
It does. I'm just wondering, I'm really starting to think, honestly, that the print mags, even though they keep you busy while you're waiting in line at the grocery store, unless, of course, you're using the self-checkout, but, of course, the lines there are really long because nobody wants to deal with humans anymore. But,
I'd rather have a human. I mean,
would you really?
Oh, no, put in bag, don't put in bag, do this, whatever, just going through there. And maybe if I have, like, one item, yeah, that's fine. But otherwise, and also, they don't have paper bags at the self-checkout.
Oh, they do at my store.
Yeah, no, just plastic shit. And I don't like no.
Are you a paper bag fan too?
Okay. I will. The plastic bags I use for the cat poop because I have cats.
See, and I use the paper bags for cat poop. That's funny.
And then the paper bags I use for recycling. So once I get low on one or the other, I'll
go to wherever.
But there seems to be enough plastic bags from Walgreens and other places that I don't need to get them when I go grocery shopping. And I don't like everything smashed together. Then the sharp corners go through shit. No, forget that crap.
For sure. No, I'm a big paper bag fan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, but I just feel like the magazines are so obsolete because by the time the People or the Us magazine gets published, you've already seen this online. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know, the trees are going to be growing and more bountifully going forward because I don't buy paper magazines anymore. Do you?
The only one I get is I do get some food magazines because I want to sit down and look at a recipe, read something. And I have if I'm going through a quick article, I can read it online. But if I'm going through some other stuff, if it's too much, I tried to read some stuff for my daughter on one of her textbooks, her APUSH, her Advanced U.S. History. It took me forever. I'm like, screw it. I had to go online and buy her own damn book. I could not. It's too much. If it's too much of an article, I need to have it in print.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's kind of an interesting. Yeah, I just don't like it. All of a sudden, I don't like books anymore. I mean, I read on my Kindle. I mean, I love the non-cluttering phase of the world where everything's on a chip somewhere and I don't have to move it around or dust it.
Nope. Love my books.
Do you?
I tried twice to do electronic readers. I can't. It's just
not
too
your
damn
deal?
No, too uncomfortable. I just drives me nuts.
That's funny.
And then then I don't have it charged, and then the damn thing freezes up, and then I hit the wrong spot, and then I highlight a word. Oh, fuck that shit. I bookmark it and I flip over into it, and it's just fine.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is the one that was, this one is just so funny. And we'll put the link up because bless this author's name who I can't pronounce. It's a really good Indian name. Article is written in English. And again, I think they were hoping to get picked up and linked and everything else. 7 lies men tell you about sex. And I didn't put them all in here. But my 3 favorites or 4 favorites made it. Okay. Number 1. First lie, according to this author, this Indian author, you're really good at giving me a blowjob. Okay. Now, he says, you might be good at giving a blowjob. You might have mastered the technique, but sorry to break it to you, ladies, that man might be lying about you being any good. They just want a blowjob, and it's really difficult and very rare when a woman is ever able to leave a lasting impression for a blowjob.
Okay. To use the cliche, there's, pizza, like pizza and blowjobs, really, is there, I mean, bad stuff is good.
Well,
I mean,
right.
yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. And I don't, honestly, I mean, I suppose you're supposed to talk about your, sex or what you like or dislike. I can't imagine someone wouldn't